بنغنيه خلاص. Good evening all again. Dear Mrs. Alice Azar Wazir, the principal of Beirut Baptist School, dear AG Tofi Aris, dear AG May Khadr, dear district officers, president, past presidents, incoming presidents, Rotarians, Rotary actors, and guests here present with us in the room and also on Zoom. It is our great pleasure to welcome tonight to listen to our distinguished speaker, Ms. Alice Azar Wazir, who will tackle the subject of the youth development programs implemented at the Beirut Baptist School. I will leave the floor now for President Ramzi Abu Samah for his welcoming words.
أنا هنطلق من ترحيب يمنى تنقول it's our great pleasure to welcome you all tonight to listen to our distinguished speaker, Mrs. Wazir, who will tackle the subject, the Youth Development Program implemented at Beirut Baptist School. Topic within the Rotary theme of the month being youth service. Mrs. Wazir's journey at Beirut Baptist School enabled her to gain extensive experience in educational leadership, writing academic and disciplinary policies, training and mentoring teachers, curriculum development, and student guidance. It is to be mentioned that tonight's session is done by Rotary Club Beirut Cedars, jointly with the following clubs: Rotary Club Alay West, presided by President Lena Nakadi, Rotary Club Hammana Upper Maton, presided by President Pina Lubur.
Hello.
Hello. I am sure that we'll have a very fruitful and informative session with our distinguished speaker, Mrs. Alice Wazir. Without further ado, I leave the floor to our incoming administration chair, Yumna Aboud, for a few minutes to share the joining club's announcement before starting the session. Thank you.
Thank you, President. So on May 13th, we, the Rotary Club of Beirut Cedars, under the patronage of DG Bashar Haddad and Brigadier General Raymond Khattar, we will be holding the inauguration of the Civil Defense project in Mansouriye, followed by a cocktail. And this was a major project that we are finally finalizing. On May 18, we are part of the Maternal and Child Health Project, which is a free pediatric and dental check for children from 0 to 12 years, and awareness sessions at the Quarantine Government Hospital. And on Friday, June 21, we will be having the handing over ceremony between our President Ramzi Abu Samah and the incoming President Rodolphe Milki at Amelia Maram Khayel. Regarding Rotary Club Alay West, on Saturday, June 1st, they will have the inauguration of the solar system as an educational project in Shemoun. Regarding Rotary Club of Hammana Upper Maton, on Friday, July 12th, they have the handing over ceremony between President Pina Lubus and incoming President Sandra Abul Hassan, and stay tuned for the venue.
It's Pine Village. Pineland Hotel. Okay.
In Pineland Hotel, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Before we start, I would like to give 2 minutes for our IDDG Mona Kanaan to talk about the Global Grand Sky 100 ultrafiltration units. Please, the floor is yours.
Protocol observed. I wanted to talk about, before I talk about the Sky Hydrant Global Grant, I would like to talk a bit about the dinner to be held by the Country Fund Committee and myself on the 30th of May. The funds that we will collect will be to help all clubs later on, if they are having global grants or if they are having functions or RILA or whatever, if they need from the country fund any help, we want to have some money, because in the past 2 years, we didn't have enough money. And I would like to mention that the Lebanese Food Bank is helping us sponsor this event on the 30th of May at the Yerzy Officers Club, Khalil Kanaan Building, General Khalil Kanaan Building. It will be an honor and a pleasure for us if all the clubs in Lebanon will join. We will have a very nice dinner, and it will be for the benefit of the clubs in the coming year to 24 to 25. As for the global grant for the sky hydrants for the army barracks, we have started before as individual clubs, and we did 7 barracks. Now we want to do a global grant, and Beirut Cedars will be the host club. Any club that would like to join us, we will be very, very grateful, because as you know, it's a very, very important project. And the barracks will not be only benefited from this project, all the community around it. Yani, now the sky hydrants we put in the 7 barracks are serving all the community around it. Yani around 4,000 soldiers and officers will be drinking clean water. The food they cook is cooked with clean water. The soldiers and the officers are taking clean water with them home, and all the community around the barrack is benefiting from this. I will thank you for listening, and I hope we can have your help as presidents and incoming presidents of the clubs in Lebanon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now introducing Miss Alice Wazir. She had an incredible journey within the educational realm, commenced at the Beirut Baptist School, where she initially graduated as well. Since 2002, Alice has been actively engaged in various capacities within BBS. Her roles transitioned over time, delineated as follows. From 2002 till 2014, she served as a sociology teacher and concurrently as a student affairs officer from 2000 to 2013. In the period spanning from 2006 and 2013, she held the position of head of middle and secondary divisions, subsequently assuming the role of co-principal academics from 2013 to 2020. And then in 2020, she was appointed as the principal that she is until now. So her journey at BBS enables her to gain experience in educational leadership, writing academics and disciplinary policies, training and mentoring teacher, curriculum development, and student guidance. Alice's educational background includes a master's degree in educational management and leadership obtained from the LAU. Okay, without further ado, please, the floor is yours.
So good evening. Thank you, Mr. Ramsey, for your invitation, all the presidents for your presence tonight, and all the esteemed guests. So I will be talking about Beirut Baptist School, it's for me, it's not only a school, it's not a place of work, it's where I grew up, where I graduated, and where I'm serving now as a principal. So we chose this motto during the crisis. I was assigned as a principal on the 4th of August, 2020, the same day of the explosion. So I don't know what coincidence it was, but we thought at that time, the same day, it was so hard for us. We woke up in the morning, we went to the school, and the school was badly affected. And we just felt that we need not to stop, we need to continue. And this is why we said at that time, education is hope amidst crisis, and we need to continue. So from this point, I would love to share with you the journey of BBS. We always define, or we always identify BBS as a lighthouse in the heart of Beirut. This is our precious school. I will be talking about a journey of instructional design, academic success, and pride. It's a humble school. It's a small school in Beirut. Hanadi, it's not working. So the history of BBS is very simple. There is a timeline for growth at the school. It started with 76 students. American missionaries started this just to serve the community of missionaries and the church located there. Then the school started to grow. In 1965, they graduated 15 students. I cannot imagine. I'm graduating 80 students now. We graduate sometimes 100 students. 1975 was a bad time for all Lebanon, and especially for Beirut Baptist School, because, Beirut was split into West Beirut to East Beirut, and things changed there, but the school continued to serve the community, educating the minds and advocating for truth and justice. In 1998, missionaries left Lebanon, and they handed over the whole school to Lebanese leaders, and we had the Lebanese Society for Educational and Social Development now as the owner of Beirut Baptist School. We have major milestones in the life of BBS. In 2006, BBS was able to host 800 families in the campus, those who were displaced from the South. This moved our mission. We started to see our mission growing bigger, seeing our role more than just educating, but serving the community day by day. In 2011, we adopted the inclusive mission for special needs students, and now we have 10% of our community and more for special needs students. In 2015, we started the digital classroom and the integration of technology in education, and it was meant to be for 5 phases. Every phase was for 5 years, and so we started 2015 with this is a very important step, and this completes our project with Rotary now. In 2021, we graduated 100 students, which was the largest cohort for Beirut Baptist School. So 80% of our students come from half an hour radius. So we are literally in the middle of Site Bay, and we have all our students coming. Most of them, they come walking to school. And this is BBS, where you see the circle. So around us, we have many schools. It's a very rich area with schools. We have religious schools, we have secular schools, we have public schools, but still, we feel that BBS is distinctive. There is something special about this community. I can proudly say that BBS has 3 generations. So we have 3 generations coming, and we're witnessing 4th generations coming to Beirut Baptist School. This is, I think, all people who come from such environment, they can understand what I am talking about. It has a special taste. What's distinctive about us is our excellent, inclusive, and Christian education, where our roadmap is solidly based on our vision and mission. I will not read them thoroughly, but I can summarize them. In our mission, we want to see learners and educators progressively moving forward, led by and guided by the ethical and spiritual values of the school. So we don't only look at the students, we always look about our educators, because we cannot improve students without looking at our educators and looking at their well-being. As an inclusive school committed to rigorous, relevant, and holistic education, BBS cultivates and inspires diverse learning in mind, body, and spirit to become responsible citizens and successful lifelong learners. And this is very important because sometimes we look at learning only through schools or through universities, but it's more than that. And this is what we're trying to nurture among our students, solid and based on our core values: truth, compassion, collaboration, commitment, integrity, respect, and responsibility. This is how we move on with our students. We also are accredited. We are accredited by NIASC. I just mentioned some schools that have the same accreditation, which are they are best schools in Lebanon, like International College, Ahliye, Lewis, and these are all very important schools. We can say they are wealthy schools. For us, we're not looking about, I'm sorry to say that, but we serve the community that cannot afford going to such schools, but they can receive the same kind of education in our school. And this is one of our important values that we like to do. Having accreditation was very important to BBS because it's not enough to say that you are good. You need an external body. You need someone who has credibility to tell you that you are doing well, to tell the community, to ensure that our curriculum, our academic standards are really good and they are meeting the needs of our learners. So we have now 20 students on our campus. When we used to have brevet exams, we used to have 100% success rate with honorable mention. Last year, we had 85 students in grade 12. All of them passed the official exams. We had 70% out of them with honorable mention. And we don't look only about success because, success for official exam is becoming easily. We look now at honor enroll and we look at how many students enroll in universities. It's very important that BBS students, 100% for the past 4 years, despite all the challenges, all the difficulties, they are in the best universities in Lebanon and outside Lebanon. And this is very important for us. We also have our SMART program, our inclusive educational, special education program. We have 140 students. We are receiving lots of applications. We cannot have more because the campus is very limited in the physical space, but we pray that we can have more space to help, especially after the corona and after the crisis. Many institutions closed in Lebanon, and we felt the responsibility to accept and to have students with special needs among our campus. So all of this, all what I presented is fine, but someone might say, but this can be found in many other schools in Lebanon. So why would you say that this is a journey of pride? For us, it's a journey of pride because we just looked at the future. We envisioned the profile of the students, and we thought that it's not enough to have all the previous. They are important, they are foundations, they are pillars for success, but we need to move on with more issues. And we thought about programs that will take us beyond the curriculum. What motivated us? I can summarize 4 points now. BBS mission aims to nurture empowered, successful, lifelong learners. So to move on with people who will learn for life, you need to have programs that support these ambitions. Secondly, we knew and we realized that youth play an integral role in shaping and developing the society we live in. So we had to do something specific that will take the students beyond the routine. And the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations insist and ensure that education is one of the most important sustainable goals that will enable people to reach and to implement other goals. So it was very important to look at this and to make sure that we are doing that. And the last and the most important point is that student formation and development need programs that go beyond the formal educational curriculum, beyond math and physics and geography and history. You need something that builds the character, so and that develop the human. And this is what we wanted to do. Very briefly, I will take you through some of our programs. It's not working.
Be patient.
I'm patient. So, you know that we have many challenges and big goals for the 21st century. And I like this quote for John Maxwell, who says, change is inevitable, growth is optional. So we will always be faced by change. Every 10 years, every 5 years, now we are coming to face the AI and what are we going to do? So change will come all the time. But the choice is, how are you going to face it? And will you be able to grow? To reach all these requirements of the 21st century, we needed to have youth development program that will go beyond the formal education. So I will mention few of our programs at school. We have the academic support and enrichment programs, improved life skills training, health and wellness, family support and parenting programs, college and career guidance programs, community service, integrated technology for interactive teaching. So the academic and support enrichment programs are very important because it's for students to feel strong, to feel motivated. They need to taste success. So you need always to do the follow-up with them. This wheel is very important for us. Every section, every part of this wheel serve the other part. So we have corrective programs for students who are struggling. Corrective program, you might be in grade 5, but you need essential support from grade 3 or 2 in languages or in math. So we don't believe, and I don't believe in repeating classes. We believe in correcting, because for all who believe in repeating classes, I think this is a waste of time if the system is not built on solid things. So you need to create programs that will move students forward. So we have corrective programs, remedial programs. We have the key program. Now it's pending, but we are planning to move on with it. The key program is an afternoon program for students who cannot study at home. Maybe their families work for late time. Maybe they have divorced families, or their parents cannot help them, because they need supervision for their studies. So we follow up with the students, including counseling and other projects, to help them move on in their education and have successful educational outcomes. But this is not only that. We promote this with creative and cultural awareness and activities like music, choir, authentic learning, and many other activities that will go with all the academics. So academics is not only science and math and things. The other thing, we highlight a lot on the life skills at Beirut Baptist School. So we have cooking classes, we have different activities and competitions that will take students beyond the paper and pencil exam and beyond the normal things, where they can make decisions, solve problems, communicate, and try to resolve conflicts among themselves and among others. And this is very important to build a profile that can face the future. Many of our students or youth, they cannot, and unfortunately, we are raised in Lebanon that we are always right and everyone else is wrong. So you need to help and nurture a different mindset. And this cannot happen in a minute or a second. This year, we started a new program. It's family support and parenting program. So the counseling department, we felt that people, some of them are traumatized. Maybe they are, because of all the pressure that we went through, some of them, they might feel the pressure of being not motivated and they cannot support their kids anymore. So it's very important to ensure the well-being of our youth. We started events like breakfast with a parent. So parents will share. It's a support group. They can share their successes, their failures, their problems with the help of the counselors. So this is very important. And though it's addressing parents, but the beneficiaries will be the students. And it's very important for that. Also, in the mission statement, it's a holistic approach where we nurture the mind, body, and spirit. So we need the counselors, we need the clinic, and we need many other awareness programs that take place regularly at Beirut Baptist School with the help of many partners and volunteers. So you can see here a dentist. He was here 2 weeks ago. So we had checkup with students. They shared about oral health, and we have other volunteers who can come to school and help us in this area. And one of our success programs is the college and career guidance, where we have an annual college fair on campus. We do not only participate in college fairs, we host our own college fair. We have class instructions. We work with WASNAT, where they give us classroom instruction and guidance. We have aptitude and personality tests for students to help them understand their capabilities where they want to choose their major. And then we have individual meetings with parents. Unfortunately, in Lebanon, if I'm a doctor, I want my son to be a doctor. If I'm an engineer. So we help a lot the youth and the parents to understand the students' capacity and to help them and to lead them forward without only being influenced by the career of the parent or of the family. And we have the community service program where we want to serve by word and not only by deed, not only by word. So we have many projects. One of our partners, we worked with also the Lebanese Food Bank this year. This is a project where we did relief for our parents during the crisis, and we helped and worked with them. We have Ms. Tala Samadi with us, our coordinator. Thank you for allowing us to work with you last week. So we work with orphanages, we work with any institution that give us the chance. We have projects inside the school, and we also give that choice for students to decide any project that they would love to do. And I can share a small story here. We had a student in grade 8. She was diagnosed by leukemia at the beginning of the academic year. Her friends in grade 8, they did many bake sales so that they collected money. They got her a tablet and also a financial gift so that she can start her chemotherapy. So this was an initiation coming from students. We did not ask them to do that. The class president approached us, and this was a student idea that the school approved definitely, and we moved on with. We have computer science classes, coding and programming from grade 1, because this is one of the most important skills for the future. We also have clubs in the afternoon other than classes that the students can participate in. And last week we won بالجامعة اللبنانية مباراة العلوم. Our students won بالcoding. They create. So this is what, it's not only about your grades in school. There are, especially for community service or some projects that you don't have grades. You only have a report from the coordinator of the community service project or the teacher. So it's not only the incentive in grade. You need to have other rewarding things in your life other than money and grades. So here comes our story with Rotary. I just ended with the technology integration, and because in the milestones of BBS in 2015, we started a project. We started a dream. A small school in Beirut wanted to have integration of technology in all classes for interactive learning. We started this from K1 up to grade 1. And the plan was to move 5 years plan, 2015, 2020, we wanted to move on from grade 2 up to grade 7. And the last phase was from grade 9 to grade 12. And then we had Corona, we had the crisis, we had the explosion, everything stopped. And there was a dream that was paused for a while. And we were wondering, we used all the resources for the online learning and the hybrid plan. We used what we had, but it was not enough. There was something that we promised our parents. We promised our teacher that was stopped. And it was as if it was cut. And we didn't know during all the things that we were passing through, how can we get the funds? Who can believe in our vision? Who can support us? And here comes friends who introduced us to Rotary and introduced Rotary to us. And we found partnership that helped us to maximize our development and growth. So we had a plan, and there was someone who shared this dream with us. I want to share, excuse me, there are few points, but I want you to know the impact. And the most important thing, we had a plan. we had an objective in mind, or some objectives in mind. And when we read the memorandum of understanding of Rotary, we found as if someone has written what we wanted. And this was, the goals were to foster inclusive and appreciation of diverse cultures among students and the broader community. Cultivate global citizenship mindset, maximize educational efforts to foster open communication and understanding, encourage overcoming one-sided perspective on issues, coach individuals to seek common values amidst diverse civilizations, cultures, and political structures, promote the ability to compare diverse realities for mutual enrichment, enhance communication skills, facilitate personality development, prepare for professional life. Some people might think that the partnership between Beirut Baptist School and Rotary Club was the hardware. So we had the interactive boards, we had the training, and that's it. No, it's beyond that. It's what is mentioned in this slide. It's to help us fulfill our mission, move on with our plan, and it's not ended. I think this project is another beginning because it will take us further into more and more development. And this, you can see the training for teacher. And I would like to show you a small video. Hanadi, I think you need to help me. This is okay, this will take us more into interactive classrooms that will enable students to hold meetings and conferences with other students from other countries, even with schools in Beirut. We can do that with other schools that are interested and that might have the same capabilities. So I'm saying it's a beginning, it's not the ending, because in education, you cannot start a project that will end today. You need to have something that will be continuous, progressive, and that will lead people forward. I want to thank, it's a heartfelt gratitude for all the people who worked and who initiated this project. This project took around 2 years to collect data, to see the benefits. It's not something that was taken lightly. It was studied very well. And we thank God that it happened. Mr. Ramzi, President of the Rotary Club Beirut, I want to thank you for your efforts. Mrs. Hanadi, I want to thank you. Mr. Hagob is not here, but he did a lot to help us move on. Also, I want to thank Rotary Club de Senegalia, represented by Dr. Francisco de Francisco, and Rotary Club, Rotaract Club Beirut Cedars. Thank you all for what you've done with us. Your contribution, as I said before, is not only hardware, it's not only the projects that we will be doing with students, but it enables us to continue with our journey for 70 years, reflecting who we are by word and deed to the community God called us to serve, maintaining excellent and progressive academic standards, being able to support our students and their families in the hour of need through education, relief, and scholarship, sustaining the BBS mission both as Christian school and as a lighthouse in the community, earning the trust of partners like you who will continue to support our role as a lighthouse in Beirut. Thank you a lot for your Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot.
Are there any questions?
Yes.
Wazir?
Because I've seen how developed you are. I'm also on the board of trustees of NDU, and I know what Nietzsche is.
Yeah, we are partners with NDU too.
Yes. How important it is to have accreditation because it keeps you on your feet.
Yes.
Accreditation, you don't take it and sit,
Yes.
relax. They always check on you. They might
Yes.
even take Have you ever thought of introducing civil education? We need it badly in Lebanon. We want our children to learn that they are Lebanese.
We have a civil education.
They respect their country. To feel they don't belong to a party,
Yes.
but to a religion only. We want them to, because I've seen how developed you are. And I think such schools should start this.
We have civil education classes, but I think we need to have a civil education club that might take. We also presented. We have our own books because what we have available from the government are very limited, but we presented also a project to the Ministry of Education that civic education shouldn't only be in books. We thought that we need to teach some theory, and the students should take grades on projects implemented in the society, because this is how we learn to be engaged in our society and how we can exactly.
In our days, there was a course for
Yes.
education.
Yes.
I see made
Yeah.
book, and it was in all schools
Yes.
for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Don't give it textbooks
Yeah.
at all.
Yes.
Each one feels he belongs to a party.
Exactly. Patriotism is lost in Lebanon or a country. Yes.
Outside country. Outside country.
Yes.
I have a question. ليه بحب الله؟ أول شيء يعطيكم ألف عافية على النشاط اللي عم تعملوه. كثير هيك حسيت الستيتمنت اللي عم تعملوه، يعني حتى تدعموا الناس التلاميذ اللي ما بيقدروا يعني يحصلوا على هذا النوع الإديوكيشن، تقدروا تدعموا هذا المجال، شيء كثير حلو. وكمان كثير هيك تجاوبت مع فكرة إنه aligning with the SDGs. هو هذا كثير مهم حاليا. You're acting like a real what we call a social enterprise. عم تخلقوا social impact كثير مهم. هلا إذا في خطوة إضافية، أنا صراحة كنت شوي منتظرة هالشيء ما شفته بالاكتيفيتيز اللي قلتوا عنكم إياهم. انتظرت بركي إنه تقولوا إنه عم تدعموا عم تعملوا بالاكتيفيتيز around entrepreneurship مثلا. شو قصدي؟ لأنه هيدي الخطوة الإضافية بس عم تعملوا مثلا capacity building, skill development, like decision making and so on. في شغلة زيادة فيكم تعملوها وتقدر كثير تساعد التلاميذ حتى يكونوا عندهم مجال بس يفوتوا على سوق العمل، يكونوا عن جد يقدروا مش بس عندهم مفهوم على الأشياء، بس يقدروا عن جد يشتغلوا ويقوموا بمبادرات.
Yes.
And aligning بالفكرة كمان مع ال SDGs along the way.
Yes. هلا نحن عم نعمل معرض سنوي every Christmas. هذا المعرض هو تلاميذ ال special needs بالمدرسة. They learn certain skills، من ضمنها بيعملوا كبيس، من ضمنها بيعملوا إتامين، بيعملوا أمور بنعمل لهم مشاغل. هيدا بس هلا على مستوى صغير. هيدا الهدف منه لأنه عدد كتير منهم ما بيقدروا يفوتوا على الجامعات. They cannot. So we have the ideal program. This is also by by Nabil. So what we do is we help them, and many of them اللي ما قدروا كملوا بالجامعة, they have their own businesses now. And we used to work also with Injaz. I don't know if you know Injaz. So we used to work with Injaz. كمان كده نعمل company programs معهم ونشتغل. هن غيروا activities, but I think this is an excellent remark that we will take into consideration. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
What kind of special needs students do you have?
كل التلاميذ. We take from learning difficulties up to autism, Down syndrome, Asperger, all the even we have students with epilepsy, all students who have, but we have limited spaces. We're trying now to move on to another. We need a bigger facility to be able to help them, and we are planning to have a kitchen where they can learn cooking and they can sell. We work with Open Minds. If you know Open Minds, you know they are our partners. We work with them and they help us support the students who cannot afford. You know, the tuition fees for special needs students is very high. Some schools might reach 15,000 or more. We only take, the maximum will be 5,000 because we support the whole program. The speech therapist, the psychomotor therapist, everything is subsidized and supported by BBS and by other partners. I have a question and I'll come back to you, Mr. President. شو بتعطيه الدور للبريزيدنت؟ تفضل.
يعطيك العافية
الله
على
يعافيك.
information. بس بالنسبة للستودنتس of special needs all students لازم يفوتوا full time بالسكول، يا ما بيقدروا يضلوا بالسكولز تعملوا لهم private sessions تاخذوا فيز معينة ب certain activities.
We have some
يعني كله ما
students.
يطلعين
لا عندنا categories. لا عندنا categories نحن. مثلا عندنا some students severe autism. They cannot have full day 7 ساعات بالمدرسة. We provide 4 hours a day for them. بيكون في therapy وفي social skills في interaction لأنه we help them develop social skills that can enable them to interact with the community. بس هذا بيتاخد gradually و some of them they spend only 4 hours a day. هذا بيكون بالاتفاق with the parents. أي وقت بنسبهم. Usually morning sessions are better than afternoon sessions لأنه they get tired.
Are they included
Yes.
in the classroom with other
Yes.
students?
Yes.
Or you put them
لا الثيرابي سيشنز والون تو وان ممكن يكونوا لحالهم بس نحن بالريسس تايم وبكل الاكتيفيتيز الثانيه وحتى اوقات باللانجوج اند ماث they are integrated. You can come and visit our center whenever you want لانه we are an inclusive school. اذا بيجوا لحالهم بطلوا and they are located inside our campus بقلب المدرسه اكيد with special support حتى خاصة التلاميذ الأوتيزم لأنه أوقات الصوت بيزعجهم حتى يكونوا مرتاحين. باخد سؤالك مستر.
هذا الشيء برادري عليه.
أهلا
We're in the process of doing an educational support system for public schools بعلاء. The area is in عباية بعلاء. رئيسي هون لنا the process is I want your opinion on what do we need to provide to students after schools. Now we're doing an innovative hub of technology. We're doing something with Space Maker, that you've heard of a Space
Yes.
Maker. So we're adding this for public schools. So it's even below what is needed and what you have in private schools.
Yeah.
What do you suggest we should add? And the budget is around 150 to 200,000.
Do you have sensory rooms? Sensory rooms for students? Sensory rooms, the rooms that will enable them to develop their sensory skills. And this is very important. You need counselors definitely لأنه the support ما بيقد الأكاديمي أو الهيك. You need counselors and you need therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists and other for public schools. هلا you can if you want we can talk later. We have our skilled center اللي هن they are doing projects with MEHE, with وزارة التربية and public schools to help. They partnered with many public schools. We are willing to volunteer and train teachers even from BBS and whoever. We are willing to volunteer and help also.
You can count on this?
Yes, you can count on that.
We have a question
Yes.
from someone on Zoom.
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Hafid, تفضل.
Dr. Zafir, I'm from Bahrain. Thank you very much for thank you for inviting me. شكرا كتير. I just want you to know that one of my schools, my first school, was in when Bahrain was a Catholic school. It's called Sacred Heart School. It's a church. In Bahrain, we are a cosmopolitan country, and we try to mix all religions together, so that when you graduate from your school, you are going out to the world, which is full of many people around you, whether they are Christians or Muslims or Jews or whoever. So in Bahrain, this is the way we do it, and I feel it's really my question to you, my dear, is this something you engross in the mind of your kids in school, so that when they go out to the world, they feel that they can stand the challenges around them? Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question, and God bless you for the work you're doing in Bahrain. I think this is the core of what BBS is doing. One of the most important thing, sorry to say that, but we are a Christian school with 92% of non-Christian students in the school. This is for us This is for us, we succeeded in doing the integration at the school where sometimes it didn't succeed in the country. And when we tell the students what unite you BBS is the BBS uniform. We cannot, though we are a Christian school, we have Christian values, but we are not allowed to have any religious sign, because we want to help them understand and respect each other regardless of their background.
What unites them is they are Lebanese.
Exactly. They are human beings also. They need to respect this fact with all the challenges, differences, and everything else. So we are welcome to visit our school.
Unmute yourself.
Sorry, my microphone was off. I want to say it's my pleasure, my dear. And by the way, I'm half Lebanese. My mother is Lebanese. So from Beirut also, it's very close to your school. So when I come to Beirut, I will do my best to visit you. Thank you.
Yeah, hello. Hello, Sahla. Yes.
Hello, I'm Ellen. I'm Ellen Bushman, President of Rotary Club of Alay. You mentioned before that you didn't have enough space to welcome other students, but you were thinking of expansion. How would you think of expanding the school and the school space?
Yeah, we have three plans. First of all, we need to do some construction, but we need also to keep, we have a space at school, but we don't want to have buildings. You need green spaces, you need place for students to play. So this is an area that we might use, بس مش كلها ما بدها اطلع مبنى كتير كبير. We have a nearby school. We're asking them to lease it for us for a short period of time until we can find a space. And we have a building facing the school directly. Parents, our community, they want to stay nearby the school. We try to take a school in Hamra, but they refuse. They want just to drop their kids in the area. So we're trying to search for places to do this. Even we have our center in Mansouriye, but they don't want. And our center will not help the inclusive mission because it's a center. We want it to be inside the school. So we're trying to find a building or an apartment to do the expansion. Mr.
This is not a question. This is not a statement. One of the clubs that funded the project is the Italian club of Senegal. Go asked me to do a video thanking them in Italian. So we had to go look for somebody who would speak Italian, make a short statement, and make the whole club to say thank you to the club Senegal.
I have the person and we can work together. Just let me know, talk to Ms. Hanadi.
Yeah, so he did staff. He actually rehearsed for about 2 days.
Okay.
And he was the past president of the Rotary Club Beirut City. So basically, we put the whole thing together and we sent it. Right. And if you get more funding from Senegal, you are not.
Thank you.
I have a last question. We recently noticed parents coming to Lebanon bringing their kids from abroad, especially in the Gulf area. Do you have, I noticed that most schools don't have specific programs to help kids feel more comfortable during their onboarding journey. Have you ever considered doing a special program for students that come from abroad?
Yes, this is the corrective program that we have. We have 2 programs here. You have the adaptive program with the help of the counseling department. They need health transition, they need counseling, they need support. And you have the corrective program that's already in our plan. Why we need a corrective program? Different curricula will lead in. Unfortunately, many students who come from abroad, they will be asked to repeat their classes. And this is not good, or they cannot be integrated with the system. So the best thing is that to help them through a corrective program, and usually we do that during summer. So we do a summer program, and if we have a summer camp, we encourage them to be part of our summer camp, and this will help them understand and adapt with the school culture and the school environment.
Money for the inclusive kids, when they finish, they graduate at grade 12.
as normal. Like what will happen?
We have different categories for special needs. We have students who will go to university and continue their studies according to their capacity. We have a special program at NGU. It's called the Ideal Program. The Ideal Program will host every year around 12 to 15 students, not more than that. They will take a diploma in life and social skills where they will be exposed to many, but this is for students who might have low cognitive abilities, autism, or other cognitive needs or physical needs. We have other students whom we train them very intensively to go into vocational, and we help them. Now we are helping them. This is why I want to have a kitchen. I want to have a workshop where they can learn other skills. We have many skills that they are doing. So it's not enough. The space I have is not enough for them. I need more, a safer place, especially for a kitchen to cook. We used to take them to another place in Mansouriya where they joined a chef and learned everything. Now he's not willing to host us. I'm trying to, Wazir Diet Center. It's in Verdun. I'm trying. Hello. We're trying to contact them so that we can have.
They're trying.
No, actually. So this is what we're planning to do. Hello. Yes.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us. But I have one point. I didn't say it, you are corrected here. Belonging to this country, the sense of belonging is not mentioned at all.
Citizenship.
We need that indeed. Our problems in our country, it depends on that issue, for example.
It is in our mission statement.
Please try to
We
emphasize on that.
will for sure. تكرم عينك. هذا شو بيقولوا أحلى مشي على قلبنا. بعد عندي وقت. في one question it seems.
One final question. One final question.
Yeah. عنا بقلب الصف عنا بالصغار up to grade 1 up to grade KG 319 students ما بقدر احط اكثر السايز ما بيسمح بالصفوف من grade 1 وطلوع الافريج هو 25 students plus or minus based on the number of I have the biggest class هو 12 sociology and economics. It attracts a lot وما قادرة أفتح 2 sections. I have 32 students. Yes. نحن عنا 25 shadow teachers. حسب الصف وحسب بالصف اللي فيه shadow بالصغار I can accept 1 student with 1 shadow teacher. في كوتا لحتى نقدر لأنه في عندي 2 assistants عند بالكيجز مع shadow teacher بيصيروا كتير كتار. So we take 1 student يعني كل grade level بيكون فيها 5 students with بس كل صف لحاله كل section بيكون في 1 shadow teacher عند الصغار. لا الأهل بس هلا نحن عم نعمل training للشادو تيتشرز. This is open لكل لبنان لأنه اتفقنا مع وزارة التربية إنه ما يكون في شادو تيتشر ما تكون trained. We will not accept any shadow teacher ما تكون trained. وهلا skilled center is doing training ونحن we are sharing this with all the community. Thank you.
Who gave the certificate, I appreciate it.